I'm gonna tear you apart. Y'all need a pilot?
Hello out there! Welcome one and all to an all-new video. In this video, we're doing a movie review of a film that just came out the end of January and is a new Mel Gibson film that takes us to a whole new flight, so we're going to get right into that. Before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss this video and the other videos I put up. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, definitely check out my other social media platforms, such as X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads. Pretty much post on these regularly, so definitely check them out. As always, people, let's get right into this. So welcome one and all to an all-new video. So like I was saying before, we're doing a movie review of a new film that just came out the end of last month. It is a film that is basically an action-packed thrill ride in the sky called Flight Risk. Yeah! Flight Risk. Yeah! So Flight Risk is a new film directed, of course, by Mr. Mel Gibson, starring Topher Grace and the beautiful Michelle Dockery, and is a very interesting film that I was really impressed by. I absolutely loved it, thought it was really done well. I liked that it was just like an action-packed thriller that was in the sky, that was very entertaining, didn't have all this stupid stuff added to it, and just really got down to the nitty-gritty to come back to, like, evil dude, gotta survive. What do you gotta do to survive while you're up in, 3,000 feet in the air kind of deal, like along the lines of like films like Non-Stop and stuff like that. And that's what this film delivers. It gives us that great fun that is just really enjoyable. And it's just very entertaining and action-packed that, of course it has some of those, type of things that are completely, you're like, okay, that really could have happened, but who cares? It's entertainment. That's what it's about. It's about to get you out of reality. And that's exactly what this film does. And it's so entertaining and so fun. And I just really enjoyed it. And I thought that it had a lot of great fun to it. It was a very interesting take. And it was something different that I hadn't seen in quite a while in the last, I would say, at least 5 years. And I think it just was really well done. Now, of course, like I said, this is directed none other by the amazing and fun Mr. Mel Gibson! Oh yeah, Mel Gibson! Woo! Mel Gibson, yeah! Absolutely love Mel Gibson. I mean, from his roles in like The Lethal Weapons, Conspiracy Theory, to Passion of the Christ, to Braveheart, to many of the things he's done over the years. He's just a fantastic actor and a great director as well. And I love what he brings to his films. I love that he keeps it very basic, and he really loves to, really take it into a whole new level when he directs his films, because he kind of stays on one kind of path. Like, Passion of the Christ was all about, like, religious types of feels, and he stuck with that. Then, like, with anything else he's directed, like Braveheart, it's pretty much entertainment and action. Whereas, just like with this, Flight Risk, he did the same thing. It's really about the entertainment value. It was about anything else, and that's what I wanted to focus on. And I love that that's how he brings it and how he, does his directing and stuff like that. And I thought he directed this very well. With the limited shoot that they had, which was only 37 days that they had to shoot this film, I thought he did an absolutely fantastic job. I love where he took it. I like that he kept it very action-packed, very simplistic, that he kept the dialogue really fun and interesting as well as he had the actors and actresses deliver the role. And I just really enjoyed the scenery and the look of everything and how it kept it very simplistic, and it just was really fun, and I thought he did a great job of giving this really action-packed film that was directed very well. Now, if you haven't seen anything else Mel Gibson has directed, definitely a great film to check out of his that I think is probably one of his ultimate action-packed films that he's directed. And that, of course, is the great film from 1995 called Braveheart. Yeah! Braveheart! Yeah! Absolutely epic. This film is so on point, amazing. Giving you the story of Sean Wallace over there in Scotland and kind of what he went through when he was trying to basically kind of get freedom for his people and stuff like that. I think just was so amazingly directed by Mel and acted by Mel too as well. And I just love that he got such a great sense of the reality of what it was like back then, and how he really did a good job of giving us really great scenery, really great action epic, fight sequences that were really well choreographed. He got the dialogue really down well. And I love that he tried to keep it as simplistic and too realistic to what it was like back in that time frame as well. And I thought that he did such an epic job giving us this great acting role along with directing the crap out of that film and just giving us this ultimate fantastic film. If you haven't seen any directing by Mel Gibson, definitely check out Braveheart. He did a phenomenal job directing it. But overall, I really enjoyed what he did with the Flight Risk. I enjoyed that he gave us a really great entertainment value that was just fun, out there, and just action-packed and exactly what I was looking for from this film. And it just was ultimately just so done well. It was just amazing. If you have not seen anything, if you have not seen a film like this in a long time, definitely worth a watch to go check out in the theaters. Really fun film. And overall, I just think that it was really well orchestrated and really well developed. If you haven't seen anything from Mel Gibson recently, go check out his directing of Flight Risk. He did a phenomenal job. So this movie has a really great cast. I really enjoy all the actors and actresses that were a part of this film. They all played the characters very well, and they all gave us really great performances that made the film very entertaining and enjoyable. And I think that having this very simplistic, cast was just a really great idea too as well, and really made it even more enjoyable. Now to start us off is none other than kind of the main bad guy in the film, Mr. Mark Wahlberg. Oh yeah! Mark Wahlberg! Woo! Mark Wahlberg! Yeah! Mark Wahlberg! So, of course, Mark Wahlberg you might recognize from such films as like Boogie Nights. You might recognize him from the Daddy Holmes films. You might recognize him from, other things he's done over the years. And he's just one of the, such a great actor. I absolutely love him. I think he does a great job in everything he performs in. And he's always just fun to watch because he always plays such arrogant, like, kind of dick characters. And he's just really good at playing those characters. But it's so funny to see him, like, kind of how he is and stuff like that. And he brings some of himself to his roles. At the same time, he just does such a great job of playing these really great different types of characters that can be very interesting and fun. Kind of like his Ted characters and stuff like that. He just has a really great knack of evolving into a decent actor, I feel, over the years. Coming from his Marky Mark days, he really has developed into such a fun actor that is really enjoyable to watch. And he really brought that to his character in Flight Risk. I loved the crazy, evil character he played, how, insane he was and all this kind of stuff. He did such a great job of bringing that to life and giving us this really fantastically grotesque, like, evil dude that just you're like, holy shit, like, I really hate this guy, like, he did such a good job, and I think that Mel did a good job of getting that out of his performance in this film, and I just think Mark did a really great job of giving us this really great character that was highly entertaining and a really great villain. Now, if you haven't seen anything Mark Wahlberg has been in, definitely a great film to check him out in that I absolutely enjoy him in. I think it's a really great film based on a real, reality that happened a couple years ago. And he just played the character very well. And that, of course, is a film called Patriot Day. Yeah! Patriot Day. Yeah! This is absolutely fantastic film. Really well done. Really enjoyable. And Mark did a great job portraying the cop that he's portraying in the film that had to deal with the Boston Marathon bombing. And I really enjoyed just how they made the film, and I think Mark was just a really great addition to that film that really, gave us a really great idea of who that gentleman was and kind of what he went through and kind of what he had to deal with after this, unfortunate accident that happened, over a decade ago now. And it's too bad that, I don't think he gets enough credit for how good he really was in it and how he really brought a really great sense to that, cop and given a really great idea of, like, what he was like, what he went through, what he, basically sacrificed to help with this investigation. And just Mark did a great job of bringing that to life and giving us a really outstanding performance that I think is really shows the talent and the kind of the evolution of his acting. And I think he really evolved into a great actor and gave us that really well done performance. If you haven't seen Mark Wahlberg, definitely check him out on Patriot Day. He was really fantastic in it. But overall, I really enjoyed him as the bad guy in the film, and I think he was just a really great addition to this film, of Flight Risk. If you haven't seen Mark Wahlberg in anything recently, go check him out on Flight Risk now in theaters. He was absolutely fantastic. So that brings me to the next person I'd like to talk about that was in this film. And that is none other than a great actress that goes by the name of Miss Michelle Dockery! Oh yeah, Michelle Dockery! Woo! Michelle Dockery! Yeah! Michelle Dockery, I think, is a really decent actress. I really enjoy her. I think she plays some really great characters over her career. And I just really always enjoy her because she always brings such a fun character, always to her different types of acting roles. And especially, I love seeing her when she's like kind of plays a vulnerable character or a very more feminine woman, or versus like being like a hard ass like she is in this and stuff like that. She plays these characters so well and is really good at evolving these characters and giving them really great stories and stuff like that. And I think that Michelle does a great job of bringing that to life in majority of her characters. And I feel that she really did, gave that in this film. I really enjoyed kind of the evolution of the character and how, we start off with just knowing her as like this kind of FBI person, and then going through the film and finding out all this information about her and why she is, coming back to the Bureau and all this kind of stuff and field work and stuff like that. And I loved how Michelle did a great job of evolving through that, short, an hour and a half time period, and giving us that great backstory that she just applied so well and gave us a really outstanding performance that I thought was a really great addition to this cast. Now, if you haven't seen Michelle Dockery or anything, definitely a film to check her out in, and I think is one of my favorite roles for us to date, is a great film that came out a few years ago called Non-Stop. Yeah! Non-Stop. Yeah! I absolutely loved her as the flight attendant. I love how she was very, sweet and kind and very vulnerable, and it was fun to see her kind of different from that character in Flight Risk. And I just loved her character in that film. I thought she did a really great job of portraying, what a flight attendant would be like if they have to deal with the situation that they're dealing with and so forth. And I just thought Michelle did a great job of bringing that to life and giving us a really outstanding performance that worked well with all the other actors and actresses in the film. But at the same time, she just delivered a really fun role that was very entertaining and enjoyable to watch. And I just really enjoyed what she brought to it. It was just really done well. And I think that Michelle did a great job of just giving us a very likable character as well in this film. If you haven't seen Michelle Dockery, I think definitely check out her Non-Stop. She was really superb in that film. But overall, I really enjoyed her in Flight Risk. I thought she was a great addition. I loved her FBI type of character. I thought she really delivered it well and worked well with everyone else that she was, portraying in this film, along with, Topher Grace and Mark Wahlberg. And she just was really fun in this film, and I really enjoyed her. If you haven't seen Michelle Dockery or anything recently, go check her out in Flight Risk now. She was really superb. So that brings me to the final actor I'd like to talk about that was in this film. And that is none other than the witness and witness protection himself, Mr. Topher Grace. Oh yeah, Topher Grace, woo, Topher Grace, yeah! Or as he likes to refer to himself as Topher Grace. His real name is Christopher, and so people used to call him Chris all the time, and he didn't like that, and so he would correct them by saying Topher when, they say Chris. And I think that's absolutely hilarious that, he was like that into his full name that he, ended up taking the stage name of Topher Grace, which I think is absolutely hilarious. But anyways, Topher Grace is one of those actors that is very basic. Like, he pretty much always plays the same character all the time. He hasn't changed since he was Eric Foreman on That 70s Show. And, I think that he pretty much always will act the same way and stuff like that. And I was actually surprised by his performance in this. I actually saw that he evolved a little bit as an actor and has gotten a little better. And I was really impressed with what he brought to it, compared to how horrible his Eddie was in Spider-Man 3 versus, anything else I've seen him in and stuff like that. But overall, I think that he really delivered a better performance in this than I have seen in anything he's done. And I was really surprised by that. I really enjoyed him. I thought he did a decent job playing that witness protection character. And I actually thought that he was, a good accompaniment to those other actors and stuff like that and actresses in this film. And I feel he delivered his performance. And like I said, I was kind of blown away by his performance. I was actually, surprised that he actually delivered something different than what I've seen in previous films of him in. And I just think that he's, a decent, actor that, is pretty much the exact same in everything he's in. But at the same time, I also just always enjoy him because I think he brings a funness to his character, even though it's very monotone and very the same. But like I said, I was really impressed with how he evolved in this film and how he really changed his acting a little bit and made it a little more interesting, a little bit more serious, and I was really impressed by that. Now, if you haven't seen Topher Grace and anything, definitely a film to check him out, and I think is my favorite role of his to date, is a great film that came out in 2000s called Win a Date with Tad Hamilton. Yeah! Win a Date with Tad Hamilton. Yeah! So he plays in this film as this love-struck puppy that is in love with this girl that he hasn't told that he actually loves, and basically she's always going for the wrong guy type of deal. And I just absolutely loved Topher in this. I thought he did a great job. He was your classic, Eric Foreman type of character, but at the same time, it just was super fun, super enjoyable, and worked really well with all the other characters that were in the film. From Kate Bosworth to the hilarious, funny Josh Duhamel, Nathan Lane, and so forth. And I just really enjoyed Topher in this. I thought he was really fun. I really enjoyed him. I thought he was a really great character. You have sympathy for him. You really enjoy him as a character. And he just is super funny. And I think he just does a great job with that character that just makes it a very highly entertaining film. That, including all the additional great other actors and actresses in the film, they all deliver so well. And Topher did such a great job of portraying that character, giving us this really great rendition of a character. If you haven't seen Topher Grace or anything, definitely check him out and Win a Date with Tad Hamilton. He was absolutely fantastic in that film. But overall, I really enjoyed Topher in this film. Like I said, I was really impressed by him, and I love that he's evolving as an actor and is getting better, and is really kind of challenging himself to change how he's perceived as an actor, and I thought he did that with this film. If you haven't seen Topher Grace or anything recently, go check him out in Flight Risk now in theaters. He was actually really fantastic. So what is Flight Risk about? Basically, the premise of the story is there is a witness that has decided to testify against a huge mob boss to basically clear his name and not to go to jail. And he has to be transported from where he is in Alaska to where they need to take him to be able to testify. And basically the film's about that flight from Alaska to his destination and kind of the craziness that ensues on this one flight with just these three people. It's really fantastically done. I absolutely enjoyed it. Thought it was entertaining, awesomeness, fun, great directing, great acting by everyone, and just really great visual effects too as well that were fun. And it just was such a great, fun film, and it felt like a film again, and it just was so entertaining and fun to see something this good again. That was just, absolutely just kind of bonkers fun, get you out of reality type of film, and I just absolutely thought it was fantastic. If you have not seen Flight Risk, highly recommend go check it out in theaters. Really worth a watch. Giant 10 Golden movie boxes up. Definitely be adding this to the collection. Can't wait for it to come out on Blu-ray and 4K. It just was a really fantastic film. Great job by Lionsgate. Thank you for bringing us this film, and just an all-around great, amazing, fun, entertaining film. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend go check it out now in theaters. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for liking, and also thank you for subscribing. If this is your first time here or you have been before, don't forget to check out any other new videos you might not see mine yet. As always, people, if you want to show support for the channel, please check out my awesome Patreon page, where you can get all kinds of extra accoutrement you don't get to see here on my YouTube channel, from outtakes, bloopers, all that kind of cool stuff. Definitely check it out, help support the channel. And always, huge shout out to my followers. You guys are rocking it. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. As always, catch you in the next one.